Hello guys, welcome to the WAEC 2010 English language questions. So today we'll be having a problem walkthrough of the 1 to 100 questions comprising of section 1 to section 6 of the English language past question. So now in section 1, we'll be asking question 1 to 10 on antonyms. Each sentence contains a word in italics. From the options lettered A to D, choose the word or phrase that is most nearly opposite in meaning to the italicized word. So now we are going to look at those words. Question 1 says, the handsome profits from her fish business made Mrs. Uber stop complaining about her husband's salary. A. Ugly. B. Meager. C. Modest. D. Lowly. Do you have your answers locked in? If you do, let's move on to the next the next slide with the answer. Now the correct answer is meager. Handsome here means large or generous. Its opposite is meager, meaning very small or insufficient. A meager salary is one that is barely enough to live on. Ugly, which is option A, is the physical antonym of handsome. It's not the contextual opposite here. That means it is acting like a distractor. Based on the context clues of the question, the handsome profit, fish business, and salary, we know that the direct one is meager, which means one that is barely enough, very small, insufficient. So that's how we decipher the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. Question 2 says, Chief Osa prefers fame in the village to dash in the city. A. Neglect. B. Ignorance. C. Poverty. D. Obscurity. Do you have your answers in? Let's check the answer out. The correct answer is obscurity. Fame means being wildly known and celebrated. Its direct opposite is obscurity, which is the state of being unknown or forgotten. Neglect means being ignored. Ignorance means lack of knowledge. Only obscurity is the true antonym of fame. So now, what does this entail? Ignorance is the acting as the distractor here, and neglect. So here, ignorance means the lack of knowledge. Sometimes people think of it as, not paying attention. Here, ignorance is the lack of knowledge. So the correct one is obscurity. Let's move on to the next question. The media houses should employ both the novice and the dash journalist. A. Apprentice. B. Probationer. C. Newcomer. D. Veteran. Do you have your answers locked in? So let's check out the correct answer. Correct answer is veteran. A novice is a beginner with no experience. Its opposite is a veteran, someone with long experience and expertise. Apprentice, probationer, and newcomer all describe beginners, making veteran the only true antonym. So here, veteran is the only true antonym, as it has long experience, just like, for example, the veteran in the army. They have various experience in the military. So one a novice is a beginner. So that's how you get the antonym. Now this question says, while the registrar considers the matter insignificant, his deputy sees it as dash. A. Minute or minute. B. Crucial. C. Compulsory. D. Marvelous. So now, do you have your answers locked in? Let's check out the correct answers. Now, the correct answer is crucial. Insignificant means not important or trivial. Its opposite is crucial, which means important. That means something is extremely important or decisive. Minute A usually means very small, similar to insignificant. Marvelous means wonderful, wonderful, not the direct opposite. So this also shows the direct opposite. So using this, we can decipher the correct answer is crucial. Let's move on to the next question. It pays to be firm rather than dash in a case like this. A. Flexible. B. Frank. C. Irresponsible. D. Careless. Do you have your answers locked in? If you do, move on to the next question. The next. Now the answer is flexible. Firm means resolute and unwilling to change. Its opposite in this context is flexible, meaning willing to bend or compromise. Frank means being honest. Irresponsible, while irresponsible means negative traits. Irresponsible means someone is not responsible, they are tattered. Listen, careless, someone is not careful. So the opposite is firm. So just imagine something like a tight and stretched rope. It's very firm, while a flexible rubber band. So that is that. So now let's move on to the next question. Usually Joseph is articulate in his speech, but today he sounds dash. A. Clear. B. Turgid. C. Timid. D. Incoherent. Now, do you have your answers locked in? Now let's check out the answer. Usually, so correct answer is incoherent. Articulate means expressing yourself clearly and fluently. That means you express your ideas, your thoughts, you articulate them. Just like all these politicians, they are trained public speakers. Anytime they want to speak, they speak in such eloquent matter. It's too fresh. I don't know about Tinubu. Please let's not go there. So now, its opposite is incoherent. The opposite of articulate is incoherent, which is a disorganized, unclear, and hard to understand speech. Clear is a synonym of that articulate, not an antonym. Turgid means pompous, very pompous. Timid means shy, which is unrelated to this speech clarity. Now let's move on to the next question. The man's first wife is loyal, while the second is dash. A. Unfaithful. B. Unkind. C. Selfish. D. Hostile. Do you have your answers locked in? If you do, let's move on to check it out. A. Unfaithful. Loyal means being faithful, devoted, and trustworthy. Its direct opposite is unfaithful, which means being disloyal and not true to commitments. Unkind, selfish, and hostile describes bad character traits but are not the true antonym of loyal. So when you are loyal, it means you are faithful, you are not cheating on your partner. So being unfaithful, which is disloyal, is not true to that commitment. So using this, we can decipher the answer for this. So now let's move on to the next question. Rather than convict him, the impartial judge dashed him. A. Blamed him. B. Dismissed him. C. Upheld him. D. Acquitted him. Do you have your answers locked in? If you do, let's move on and check the answer. Correct answer is D. Acquitted. Now, to convict somebody means that you find the person guilty in court. The legal opposite is to acquit. Now, this is a register. Here, the legal opposite of being charged as this thing, convict, which is to find somebody guilty, being found guilty. The opposite is acquitted, which is to find someone not guilty and set them free. Blamed and dismissed are not the legal terms. And upheld means to or support a decision. Here, that's not the case. Now, we'll move on to the next question. Instead of reconciling her parents, Roxanne or Roxane, is that how you pronounce the name? Well, Roxanne worked hard at dash them. A. Dividing. B. Destroying. C. Separating. D. Isolating. Do you have your answers with you? Let's check them out. Correct answer is separating. To reconcile means to bring people together after a disagreement. So imagine after a huge argument on your family issues, so they now go for separate. Now the process of bringing them back in order to make amends is separating. Now let's look at the explanation. So reconcile means to bring people together after disagreement. Its opposite is separating, pulling them further apart. Separating is the most precise antonym of reconciling in the context of a relationship. So now in the context of a relationship, the accurate one is separating. Let's move on to the next question. We thought that Uncle Sam's health had improved, but it had rather dash. A. Persisted. B. Deteriorated. C. Deepened. D. Decreased. Do you have your answers locked in? If you do, let's move on to the answer and check it out. Correct answer is deteriorated. To improve means to get better. Now the opposite of that is deteriorate, which means to slowly. Easier way to remember this is breaking down, which is progressively getting worse in health or quality. Now persisted means that it stayed continued, which is not the correct antonym. Deepened means it and decreased are not this thing sensible in this case. They are just vague and acting as distractors. So deteriorated means getting worse in this period. So the correct answer, the correct answer is deteriorated. So now we are off to section 2, which is best completes. So now we'll be tackling 1 to 20 questions of the WAEC 2010. From the words lettered A to D, choose the word that best completes each of the following sentences. Now these are the instructions. Let's move on. One very important aspect of human relationship is dash trust. A. Communal trust. B. Individual trust. C. Mutual trust. D. Personal trust. Do you have your answers locked in? You have your answers locked in? If you do, let's move on to the solution. Right answer is mutual. Mutual means share the quality on both sides, where both people feel or do the same thing. Mutual trust means that both parties trust each other, and communal means shared by a community. Individual and personal refers to one person only. So using this, we know that the correct answer is mutual. Let's move on to the next question. Says the two tasks were performed dash and we were able to finish early. A. Alternatively. B. Simultaneously. C. Consecutively. D. Separately. Now the two tasks, if you have the answers locked in, let's check the answers out. Simultaneously means exactly the same time. Doing two tasks at once save time, helping you finish early. Alternatively means one after the other. So when you do it one after the other, it increases the amount of time spent on the task, which based on the sentence was meant to finish on time early. And consecutively means one after the other, and same thing as separately means apart. So the best one that saves time is simultaneously. So that is the best one that completes the sentence. So now we'll move on to the next question. The committee is charged with finding a dash to the crisis. A. Lengthy. B. Current. C. Lasting. D. Strong. You have your answers? If you do, let's move on to the solution. A lasting solution is permanent. It solves a problem long term, not temporarily. Lengthy means long in time. Lengthy means long in time. Current means present. Strong means powerful. Only lasting captures the idea of a permanent, enduring solution. So, when you have a crisis, you want a permanent solution, not one that is temporal. So, the one that best fits is lasting. Let's move on to the next question. We are worried by the dash that exists between the two factions of the party. A. Distraction. B. Commotion. C. Confusion. D. Rivalry. You have your answers in. Let's check the answers out. So the correct answer is D. Rivalry. Rivalry means fierce competition between opposing groups. Exactly what exists between two factions. Distraction and commodity are not specific in opposing groups. Confusion is too vague. Rivalry is the precise fitting word. So now, what are factions? Factions are smaller groups inside a big central group that have different ideas about how to do things, even though they are all part of that same bigger, larger group. Now, with that, let's move on to the next question. Our teacher was not speaking dash when he said that the bazaar was under a cloud. A. Literally. B. Simply. C. Frankly. D. Directly. Now, do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the answers. The answer is literally. Under the cloud is an idiom meaning under suspicion or in disgrace. The teacher used it figuratively, not literally. Literally means word for word. Since he used an idiom, he was not speaking literally. That is the exact meaning being tested. So now, why so? In simpler terms, this just means he spoke an idiom, which means he's not speaking literally. You can't find that buzzer under a literal physical cloud. So he wasn't speaking literally. Let's move on to the next question. The signature on the document lacked dash, so it was rejected. A. Clarity. B. Authenticity. C. Formality. D. Simplicity. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the answer. So now the correct answer is authenticity. Authenticity means being genuine and verified as real. A signature that lacks authenticity cannot be confirmed as real, so the document is rejected. Clarity means clearness, so that can be a stable one, but giving authenticity is there is better. So you rank them based on the better scale. Formality means official character, while simplicity means uncomplicated. Now, let's move on to the next question. Everyone could tell that Binta was happy from the dash on her face. A. Picture. B. Appearance. C. Expression. D. Sight. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the answer. Correct answer is expression. An expression is a look on someone's face showing how they feel. It can be a smile, a frown, joy, etc. Emotions are read through facial expression, while appearance is the overall look, like how pretty you are, your facial features, etc. While picture and sight are visual, but they are not related to this. They are related, but not in this context. So those serves as distractors. Let's move on to the next question. His last novel was dash by his visit to the prison. A. Inspired. B. Generated. C. Conceived. D. Reviewed. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the answer. Inspired is the correct answer. Inspired means means creatively motivated or stimulated. A prison visit gave him the spark to write. Now that is the inspiration. Generated means produced mechanically. Conceived means thought of. Reviewed means made known. And only inspired captures this idea. So imagine, you went to prison, the experiences you had throughout the prison time, it inspired you to write a novel about it, discussing the activities, the ethics, your opinions, on that novel. So it inspired you to your experience in the prison inspired you to write the novel. Now, using this, we can see that the correct answer is inspired. Let's move on to the next question. As a result of the power cut, production at the paint factory came to a dash. A. Hold up. B. Blockade. C. Standstill. D. Suspense. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the answer. Correct answer is standstill. A standstill means a complete stop, no movement, no progress at all. So that's what a standstill means. Hold up means a delay. Blockade means a barrier. Like in the road where they place many blockade. Each checkpoint you will see like 10 billion blockade. Don't mind me, I'm joking, but I'm exaggerating here. So that is that. And then suspense means anxious uncertainty. And so only standstill describes the production stopping completely due to the power cutout. Now let's move on to the next question. Several dash were passed at the meeting. A. Memoranda. B. Decisions. C. Resolutions. D. Actions. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the answer. Correct answer is resolutions. Resolutions are formal decisions voted on and passed at an official meeting, while memorandas are written memos. Decisions and actions are general. So in formal meeting language, which is the register for this, that's why sometimes you need to study the registers. In formal meeting language, resolutions is the precise correct term for what gets passed. So the correct answer is resolutions. So now we're at section 3, idioms. Idioms are usually sweet, but you have to know it offhand, and you can't guess. Some you can guess, sure, but sometimes you may think you have gotten it correctly based on your guess, but that may not be the meaning, as idioms are like that. So now the instruction says, after each of the following sentences, a list of possible interpretations is given. Choose the interpretation that you consider most appropriate for each sentence. Now these are from 20 to 30. James and Henry were at daggers drawn when I knew them. This means that they dash. A. Were always angry with each other. B. B. Always wore daggers. C. Were good at drawing daggers. D. Were fighting everybody. So now, do you have your answers? Let's check the correct answers. A. Were always angry with each other. A daggers drawn is an idiom meaning in a state of great hostility, deeply angry with each other and ready to fight at any moment. So now here the daggers are not real. They represent a sharp, bitter conflict between the two specific people. So now here it means we're always angry with each other. My book has become dog-eared through use. This means that dash. A. The corners of the pages of my book are crumpled. B. My book is designed like dog's ears. C. My book is torn. D. My book is indispensable. Now, do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on and see the correct answer. A. The corners of the pages of my book are crumpled. Now, dog-eared means pages whose corners are fumbled down from heavy use. They look like a dog's bent ears. It does not mean torn, which is a stronger damage. It literally refers to crumpled, bent pages, corners from constant reading. So now using that, we can see correct answer is option A. And next question says, Musa does not believe poverty exists in Africa. He is a dyed-in-the-wool capitalist. This means Musa is A. A kind capitalist. B. A thoughtful capitalist. C. An old capitalist. D. An unbending capitalist. Now, do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on and check. Now, the correct answer is D. An unbending capitalist. Died in the womb means deeply and permanently committed to a belief impossible to change, just as dying wool cannot be washed out. A dying the wool person cannot be persuaded to change their views. Musa is a stubborn and such unbending capitalist. Now let's move on to the next question. Whenever my cousin comes to realize I am telling the truth, she will eat humble pie. This means my cousin will dash A. Respect me, B. Hate herself, C. Apologize, D. Be ashamed. You have your answers locked in? If so, let's check the correct answers. Now the correct answer is apologize. To eat humble pie means to admit you were wrong and apologize, often in an embarrassing way. When the cousin accepts the truth, she will swallow her pride and say sorry. So that's that. So just know, to eat humble pie is to humble somebody, and which will make them admit they were wrong and apologize. Now let's move on to the next question. I had dinner with Tony and Nick, and they talked shop the whole time. This means they talked dash. A. About buying things from the shop. B. About their job. C. All the time. D. About talking me to the shop. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on and see. Correct answer is B. About their job. To talk shop means to talk about work or professional matters in a social setting where it seems out of place. Like, for example, they are in a dinner, you're supposed to talk about your life, your family, how things has been going, but you're talking about your job. You talked shop the whole time. Okay, so Tony and Nick spent the whole dinner discussing that discussing their job instead of enjoying the social occasion. His decision to reconcile with his former agent paid off. This means that the reconciliation A. Yielded positive results, B. Cost him a lot of money, C. Was unsuccessful, D. Cost him some trouble. The correct answer is A. Yielded positive results. To pay off means good produce means to produce good results or succeed after effort. Studying hard pays off means it brings reward. Here reconciliation yielded positive results and was worth doing. Now let's move on to the next question. The beauty of Bimpe's garden shows that she has a green fingers. This means that Bimpe A yielded always points her fingers green. B is good at growing plants. C turns everything she touches to green. D likes keeping green objects. Now let's move on to the correct answer. And the correct answer is B, is good at growing plants. Green fingers, which is also known as a thumb, is an idiom meaning a natural talent for gardening, which involves making plants thrive, grow, very well. It has nothing to do with the actual finger color. Someone with green fingers always has a beautiful, flourishing garden. So she's very good at growing plants. So now this question says, I would have visited you but for my father's I would have visited you but for my father's ill health. This means that my dash A father's ill health would have made me visit you. B father's ill health prevented me from visiting you. C father threatened to fall ill if I visited you. D father did not fall ill so I couldn't visit you. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on. Now the correct answer is B. Father's ill health prevented me from visiting you. But for means except for or if not for. I would have visited you. But for means something prevented the action. My father's ill health is the obstacle that stopped the visit from happening. Now question 29 says, her husband's death has forced her to tighten her belt. This means that she has A. become more economical, B. adjusted her belt, C. become very aggressive, D. become very greedy. Now the correct answer is A. become more economical. To tighten your belt means to spend less and live more carefully because income has reduced. After her husband died, she lost financial support and must must be more economical, which involves spending wisely and cutting back on the things that you don't necessarily need or is vital for that moment. Let's move on to the next question. Some candidates take examinations in their stride. This means that they A. prepare hard for them, B. do not worry about them, C. find them insurmountable, D. are familiar with them. You have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on to the other slide. The correct answer is B. Do not worry about them. To take something in your stride means to handle it calmly without stress. accepting it as a normal part of life. These candidates face exams without panic. It does not mean they prepare hard or find exams easy. Now, let's move on to the next question. Okay, so this is in section 4. In this section, we'll be answering questions 31 to 40 based on nearest in meaning. Now it says, from the words lettered A to D below, each sentence, comma, choose the word or group of words nearest in meaning to the underlined word as it is used in the sentence. So now, let's look at the answer questions. Now, the first question says, the provocation had an instantaneous effect on him. A. A lasting. B. An immediate. C. A terrifying. D. A momentous. Now the correct answer is immediate. Instantaneous means happening at once without any delay, the very instant it occurs. The nearest synonym is immediate, which also means without delay. Lasting means long term. Terrifying means frightening. Momentous means very significant. Momentous. Let's move on to the next question. I woke up feeling rather queer. A. Fun. B. Strange. C. Strong. D. Tired. Now, queer in this context means feeling odd, unwell, or unusual, not quite right. The nearest meaning is strange. Fine is the opposite. Strong and tired describe energy levels. Feeling queer means something feels off about your health or state. If he declines the offer, it will be better for him. The underlying word is declines. A. Ignores. B. Denies. C. Snobs. D. Rejects. Do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's move on. The correct answer is rejects. To decline an offer means to formally say no and turn it down. The nearest word is rejects. To refuse to accept something. Ignores means to pay no attention. Denies means to say something untrue. While snobs means to insult. Too rude for declining an offer. Let's move on to the next question. A club encourages benevolence. A. Affluence. B. Sincerity. C. Charity. D. Association. Now, the correct answer is charity. Benevolence means the quality of being kind, generous, and doing good to others. The nearest synonym is charity, which involves giving help to those in need. Affluence means wealth, being rich, loaded. Sincerity means honesty, honesty, and association means a group. Such utterances are inimical to the peaceful coexistence of the two communities. A. Unhelpful. B. Unimportant. C. Harmful. D. Useless. Is your answer locked in? If so, let's review. Such utterances are inimical to the peaceful coexistence of the two communities. The correct answer is harmful. Inimical means being hostile or actively threatening, which will likely cause harm. The nearest synonym is harmful. Unhelpful means not useful, unimportant means not significant, while useless means without value. Inimical carries a stronger sense of damage. Harmful is the closest. Question 36 says, the chairman observed that Andrew was the most qualified candidate for the job. A. Suitable. B. Accommodating. C. Responsible. D. Interesting. Is your answers locked in? If so, let's move on. Now, the correct answer is suitable. Qualified means having the right skills, experience, and credentials for the role. The nearest synonym is suitable, which means it is the right fit. Accommodating means willing to adjust, while responsible means dependable, and interesting is too vague. It is a distractor. What do you intend to do with these inanimate objects? A. Lively. B. Fascinating. C. Precious. D. Lifeless. So, the underlined word is inanimate. Do you have your answers? If so, let's move on to and verify it. Now, the correct answer is lifeless. Inanimate means not alive, lacking life or ability to move on its own. Rocks, furniture, and pens are inanimate objects. The nearest synonym is lifeless. Lively is the opposite. Fascinating means interesting, while precious means valuable. Only lifeless matches the inanimate. Everybody noticed the chairman's excuse was lame. A. Verbose. B. Precise. C. Unsatisfactory. D. Unconditional. And the correct answer is unsatisfactory. A lame excuse is weak and unconvincing. Nobody, that is, nobody believes it. The nearest meaning to this is unsatisfactory, which is not good enough. Verbose means too wordy. Precise means exact. Unconditional means without condition. It is a negation of conditions. Um, Unsatisfactory captures that the excuse failed to convince. So the correct ones that best nears the meaning is unsatisfactory. The question says the president appointed staunch supporters of his policies as advisors. A. Trusted. B. Critical. C. Affluent. D. Strong. The correct answer is trusted. Staunch means loyal. You are loyal, committed, and unwavering in support. The nearest synonym is trusted, which means being completely reliable and dependable. Strong is too general. Critical means disapproving. Affluent means wealthy. Trusted best captures staunch loyalty. The little boy gave his candid opinion of the incident. A. Quick. B. Brief. C. Frank. D. Hurried. Candid means truthful, honest, and straightforward. Saying what you think without hiding anything. The nearest synonym is frank, which also means direct and honest. Quick and hurried describes speed. Brief means short. Only frank matches candid. Now we are in section 5. In section 5, we'll be answering 41 to 75. Here, from the words, we'll choose the word or group of words that best complete each of the following sentences. Um, let's move on. Why are you always jealous? Dash other people. A. Of. B. At. C. About. D. With. Now the correct answer is of. Jealous always takes the preposition of. We say jealous of someone. That is, we are envious of what they have. Jealous at, about, or with are all grammatically wrong. So always remember jealous of, proud of, afraid of, fond of. Of is the preposition for all these emotions. So jealous of, proud of, afraid of, fond of. Always remember that. Moving on. It is sad that the rich dash pity the poor. A. Doesn't. B. Don't. C. Do. did. Now the answer is don't. The rich is a plural noun phrase. It refers to rich people as a group. So plural subject takes don't, not doesn't. Doesn't is only for singular subject he, she, it. The rich don't, the poor don't, the old don't. So this all refers to groups. The motorcycle nearly hit Jane and dash. A me, B I, C myself, the mine. Correct answer is me. After a verb hit and a conjunction and, we use an object pronoun. Me is an object pronoun, while I is a subject pronoun used before the verb. Myself is reflexive only when the subject and object are the same person, while mine is possessive. So it is hit me, not I. Now I found my friends sitting dash the bench. A in, B at, C under, D on. Now the correct answer is on. We sit on the bench which is on the surface. On is used for surfaces like floor, table, bench. At the bench means near that location generally. In the bench is wrong. Under the bench makes no sense. And on the bench is the natural standard expression. It is about time you dash to bed. Go to bed. A. Go to bed. B. Have gone to bed. C. Went to bed. D. Should go to bed. Now the correct answer is went. It's about time, so as it is high time always takes the past tense. It is the subjunctive. Even referring to the present or future, it is the time you went, not go or have gone. This is a fixed rule. The past tense expresses urgency or mild criticism. We shall not dash the wise. Do you pronounce it or you use letter? Yes. WASSCE next May. A. Sitting. B. Sit at. C. Sit. D. Sit to. Sit. In West African English, the standard expression is to sit an examination. Just sit, no preposition. Sit in means to attend as an observer. Sit at is wrong. Sit to is not standard. We say sit the exam or write the exam or exams. One of his close friends dash a soldier. A. Is. B. Are. C. Have been. D. Were. And the correct answer is. When the subject is one of plus a plural form, the verb agrees with one, which is the singular one, not the noun after of. One of his friends is, not are. That is a a recurring WAEC grammar trip up. One is always singular, so it takes is. Does Omar dash in the city? A. Lives. B. Lived. C. Live. D. Living. The correct answer is live. After does, which is an auxiliary verb, we always use the base form of the verb without s or ed. The s belongs to does, not the main verb. Lives and lived are both wrong after does. The meeting of the dash will come later today. A. Secretaries General. B. Secretary Generals. C. Secretaries Generals. D. Secretary Generals with an apostrophe in the end. For compound nouns modified by an adjective like general, the plural forms on the main noun. Secretary Generals becomes Secretaries General. Similarly, Attorneys General courts materials and mothers in law. So the main noun, not the modifier, gets the plural s. So his father has a dash. A. A round wooden beautiful table. B. Wooden round beautiful table. C. Beautiful round beautiful wooden round table. D. Beautiful round wooden table. Now the correct answer is D. So now English adjective order follows this from opinion, which is beautiful, first to size, then to age, then to shape. Here the shape is round, then to color, then origin, and finally material, which is the wooden. Beautiful round wooden table is correct, and this order sounds natural to any English speaker. The teachers don't teach us dash question mark. Now this is a question tag, a tag question. A. Do they? B. Don't they? C. Didn't they? D. Isn't it? Now a hint to get this one is contrast. Now let's check out the answer. The teachers don't teach us, do they? Question tags. If the main clause is negative, that is they use don't, the tag should be positive, do. The teachers don't teach us, tag, do they? The subject is plural, so we use they. Don't they would wrongly make a positive tag from a negative clause. We are no dash friends. A. More. B. Longer. C. Or again. D. Always. The answer is longer. No longer is the correct phrase meaning anymore. I know some of you might have said a more. We used to be friends but are not now. No more can also work but is not one. So now more can work when you're talking about quantity. but since longer is here, it supersedes it. No longer is the standard idiom. So you can see it's a standard idiom for a situation that has changed and no longer applies. Can you tell us how the accident came? Dash. A. Up. B. By. C. Out. D. About. To come about means, that is, how did it come about? Come up means to arise. Come by means to obtain. Come out means to be revealed or emerge. For asking how something happened, came about is the correct phrasal verb. She wondered if the water was not dash hot for drinking. A. Very. B. Too. C. So. D. Much. Much. Now let's look at the answer. Too means excessive, more than what is needed or acceptable. Too hot for drinking means so hot that it cannot be drunk safely. Very is a high degree but does not carry the negative idea of excess. So hot would be needed is that we would need that. Much hot is grammatically wrong. The robbers were subjected dash a thorough beating by the irate mob. A. To. B. By. C. With. D. For. Now the answer is 2. Subject to is a fixed collocation, always to. We are subjected to plain rules/treatments. By indicates the agent. With and for do not collocate with subjects. Remember, subject to, exposed to, accustomed to, prone to. Subject to, exposed to, accustomed to, prone to. We use all this with to. A cook should have dash the pepper and the tomatoes together. A. Ground. B. Grind. C. Grinds. D. Grounded. Correct answer is ground. Should have is a modal perfect, always followed by a past participle. Grind becomes ground, which is the past participle. Ground is therefore correct. Grind is the base form, grind is the third person present, and grounded is the past participle of a different verb, meaning electrically earth. My friend will not believe me if I dash them this story. A. Tell. B. Told. C. I'm telling. D. Will tell. And the correct answer is told. This is the second conditional, an unreal or hypothetical situation. If plus past simple would plus verb, would plus the base verb. If I told them, would not believe. The past tense told signals the hypothetical condition. Tell present and tell and will break the structure. Even before his burial, Okoye's family were already planning on how to share his wealth dash themselves. A between, B with, C among, D to. And the correct answer is among. Among is used when dividing something among three or more people. Between is for exactly two people. Exactly two people. Okoye's family has many members, more than two, so straw among is correct. With and to do and do not express division or sharing. The principal advised all the students to be of help to dash A. One another, B. Themselves, C. The other, D. One another. Now the correct answer is D. One another. One another is a reciprocal pronoun for mutual actions between group of three or more. Each other is of two people, and one other is not standard English, while themselves is reflexive. One another is the correct choice for group helping each other. Mr. Akan needed dash help to succeed in the business. A little, B few, C little, D few. Correct answer is a little. Help is uncountable, so we use a little, not a few, which is for countable nouns. A little means some, a small but sufficient amount. Little without a means hardly any, almost none. A negative, which is a negative meaning. He needed some help, so a little help is correct. Susan has been urging me to join the dash. A. Girl guides, B. Girls guide, C. Girls guides, D. Girl guide. Correct answer is girl guides. The correct name is girl guides. A girl is an attributive noun used as an adjective, not pluralized. Guides is the main noun and gets the plural. Like, for example, book clubs, not book club, not books clubs. Girls guide and girls guide are both incorrect forms. 3 kilometer dash, quite a long distance. When a measurement or distance is treated as a single unit, use a singular verb. 3 kilometers is a long distance and the total is one thing, which, for example, you can compare it with $20 is enough, 2 hours is a long wait. The plural forms would be wrong. The plural form are would be wrong. If they had known us, the dash A will not treat us like that. B would not treat us like that. C will not have treated us like that. D would not have treated us like that. And the correct answer is D, would not have treated us like that. So now this is a third conditional. Imagine a different past. If plus past participle, would, have, and plus the past participle. If they had known as, which is past perfect, they would not have been treated like that. This describes something that did not happen in the past. So the correct one is D, would not have treated us like that. The teacher made us dash 5 poems each. A. Recite. B. Recited. C. Recites. D. Reciting. After make someone do a causative verb, we bed use the bare infinitive, which is the base form without to. The teacher made us recite. Compare, like for example, let's let us go. Make us stand. Had no weight. The pattern is make slash let slash have plus object plus base verb. Reciting and recited are both wrong. Each one is always singular. It refers to individual members one at a time. So the verb must be singular. Has, had. Remember, has is singular, have is plural. Have, had is plural and wrong. Even if the group is large, each one treats every person as an individual unit. The teacher needs dash to write the notes on the chalkboard. A. Chalks. B. A chalk. C. Some chalk. D. Many chalk. Now the correct answer is some chalk. Chalk is uncountable. You cannot say a chalk or chalks without a classifier like pieces of. For uncountable nouns, use some. Some chalk, some water, some rice. Many chalks is wrong. A chalk is wrong. Some chalk is the only correct form. Madam Abike turned dash 13 bags of maize at the A. On, B. Out, C. Up, D. In. Do you have your answers? Okay, let's check it out. To turn out means to produce or yield. The harvest turned out 13 bags means it produced that quantity. To turn on means to switch on. To turn off means to appear. To turn in means to submit. For agricultural yield, turn out is the correct phrasal verb. The teacher as well as the students dash working very hard. Now the correct answer is when as well as or other or together is with sorry, let me say it again. When as well as or together with connect a singular and phrase plural subject, the verb agrees with the first subject. So now the first subject here is the teacher. Let me clean that up. So the first subject here is the teacher, and then is first. So since it is first and the teacher is singular, so we use is. Pardon me. Now let's move on to the next question. My mother remarked that it was high time we dash preparing the supper. A. We're starting. B. Has started. C. Started. D. Should start. Now the correct answer is started. It's high time always takes the simple past tense even though the meaning is present or future. It is high time we started. This is a subjunctive like construction expressing urgency, where starting implies continuous. Had started implies completion. All we need dash dedicated teachers. Correct answer is R. In all we need, the verb agrees with the complement dedicated teachers, which is in plural. So for example, what we need are more schools. All they have are excuses. The plural complement teachers determines the verb choice, not the word all. Though Yusuf is a much younger lawyer, you cannot compare his eloquence dash his masters. Now the correct answer is with. Compare collocates with or to. It collocates with or to. Compare something with something else measures similarities and differences. Compare to is used for likening. Compare from and compare by are both wrong. Compare his eloquence with his master's is correct. The student wondered why the sun constantly rises dash the east. A. In. B. By. C. From. D. Within. Now the correct answer is in. We say the sun rises in the east. In is used for cardinal direction. In the north, in the south, in the west, in the east. From the east describes movement towards you. By and within are not used with cardinal directions in this context. Now the correct answer is in. Mrs. Coffee is angry dash Her daughter's lack of interest in her business. Angry at is used when the cause of anger is a situation, event, or thing. Angry with is used when you are angry with a person directly. Since the source of the situation is the lack of interest, at is correct. Angry at something, for example, angry with someone. Until I heard myself, I dash imagine that he said that A did not, B could not have, C should not have, D will not have. Could not have, past participle, expresses impossibility in the past. It is impossible to imagine. Until I heard, I could not have imagined. Before hearing it, I thought it was impossible. Did not imagine is grammatically wrong. No sooner had the war started, dash the soldiers deserted the village. A. That. B. When. C. As. D. Thin. Than. No sooner. Than is a fixed correlative conjunction pair which is always together. Now, no sooner had the war started than the soldiers deserted the village. No sooner than X happened than Y happened. It means one event immediately followed another. When and as are used, when and as are used with hardly, scarcely, instead. Dan is the only, so therefore Dan is the only correct completion. So now we'll be looking at section 6a, which is a close passage. In the following passage, the numbered gaps indicate missing words. Choose the word that is most suitable to fill each numbered gap. The prefectural system is one of the most dash ways of involving students directly in the dash of the school. Now, the prefectural system is one of the worst dash ways, and one of the most dash ways of involving students directly in the administration of the school. A. Routine. B. Effective. C. Serious. D. Necessary. The answer is effective. The sentence praises the prefectural system as an excellent method. Effective means producing the desired results, meaning it works well. Routine means ordinary, serious means grave, necessary means required. Only effective genuinely praises the system. Now we'll be looking at 77. Now let's read again with the things added. The prefectural system is one of the most effective ways of involving students directly in the dash of the school. So is ways of involving students directly in the dash of the school. A. Movement. B. Rolling. C. Construction. D. Administration. The passage is about students participating in running the school. Administration means the management and organization of an institution. Movement suggests travel. Ruling sounds too authoritarian. Construction means building. So administration is the standard word here. The prefectural system is one of the most effective ways of involving students directly in the administration of the school. In the system, the students are dash certain. In the, in, in the system, the students are dash certain duties connected with the day-to-day life of the school. A. Delegated. B. Promised. C. Allowed. D. Slated. Now, delegated means assigned responsibly. Authority passed down to someone. Students are delegated duties, mean they are officially given these responsibilities. Promised means told something will happen. Allowed means permitted. Slated means scheduled. Shadow. One delegated means is the precise management term. Certain dash connected with the day-to-day life of the school. A. Work. B. Jobs. C. Cities. D. Choices. Correct answer is duties. Duties means official responsibilities assigned to someone for a role which so what a prefect is officially given. Jobs is too informal. Choices implies no responsibility. Work is traveled. Duties carries the official weight of responsibility fitting for a prefectural role. So now we'll be looking at 80. For instance, the organization and coordination of all sorts of dash activities. Now, do you have your answers locked in? If so, let's see. Now, extracurricular activities, the correct answer. Why? These are those outside and regular academic timetable, which comprises of games, clubs, societies. Now, as mentioned, the clue can be found in the passage where they mention games, societies, clubs. So now they are classic extracurricular activities, not academic lessons or merely a social one. Perfecto. So now we're at 81. Dealing with some minor cases of dash. So, for instance, the organization and coordination of this sort of extracurricular activities, such as games, societies, clubs, or dealing with some minor cases of dash. Dealing with some minor cases of dash. A. Association. B. Indiscipline. C. Relationship. D. Behavior. Well, answer is indiscipline. Prefects handle minor discipline cases. Indiscipline means disorderly or unruly conduct, breaking school rules. Association means a group. Relationship and behavior are too broad. Indiscipline is specifically what prefects manage. We're looking at 82. Now, let's start from for instance to give us context. For instance, the organization and coordination of all sorts of extracurricular activities, such as games, societies, clubs, or dealing with some minor cases of indiscipline, taking responsibility for students' welfare. Dash of learning after school hours. There A. Supervision. B. Assignment. B. Administering. D. Planning. Supervision means overseeing activities to ensure things goes well. Prefects supervise. They watch over learning after school hours. Assignments means a task. Administering means formal management. Planning means assignment means a task. Administration means formal management. Planning means organizing ahead, and supervision best describes the oversight of learning. Arranging advisory services for junior students and checking dash properly dash. In checking A, evaluation. B, attendance. C, diligence. D, studies. Now, checking attendance means verifying students are present. Is a classic prefect duty. Evaluation is for assessment, while diligence is a quality, not something you check. Studies is too broad. Attendance is the specific word for who is present. Now we are in 84. So, arranging advisory services for junior students and checking attendance properly dash. A, operated. B, ruled. C, manipulated. D, evolved. Operated means run or managed properly and correctly. Properly operated means the system functions as intended. Ruled sounds or thought. Oh God, see, I'm fumbling pronunciation. Authoritarian. Manipulated has a negative connotation of unfair control. Evolved means developed over time, not how you run a system. Now we're looking at 85, and it says the prefectural system helps to dash the work of the administrator and set a good dash for the school. Have you looked in your answers? Now minimize means to reduce to the smallest possible amount, to lighten the load as much as possible. Decrease just means making smaller. Limit means setting a boundary. Duplicated is grammatically wrong here. Minimize is the most precise and natural fit. So we're at 86. And set a good dash for the school. Feeling, sign, tone, design. The correct answer is tone. To set the tone means to establish the mood, culture, or standard of something. A good prefectural system sets a good tone, creates the right atmosphere, sets a good feeling, is vague. Set a sign and set a design are not naturally expressed in this context. The operation of the system and the exact dash performed by prefects differ from institution to institution. The exact so have you looked in your answers? Functions means official duties or roles the roles a person performs. The functions of prefects vary between schools. Record means written documents, courses means study programs, deeds means action that is more literary. Functions is the correct administrative terms. Now 88. The most important thing is to adapt the system in such a way as to make it a useful dash of the day-to-day administrator of your dash. The correct answer is tool. Tool means an instrument used to accomplish a task. A prefectural system uses a practical tool of administration. Implements and devices are similar but less natural to this context. Feature means a characteristic, not a functional resource. So therefore, tool is the best fit. 89. For the day-to-day administration of your dash. A. Union. B. Village. C. Community. D. Group. Passage discusses managing a school as a whole. Community is the most appropriate word. A school is a community of students, teachers, and staff. Union is a formal organization. Village is geographical. Group is too small and informal for an institution. So I'll be looking at going to the clause 6b. No, I think this one involves a passage. Mrs. Agu decided to dash her friend. She picked up her dash and dash. Okay, so let's see. Mrs. Agu decided to dash her friends. Ring means to call someone on the phone. That means she picked up her mobile to call her friend. Connect means to link. Stir and wake up both mean to rouse from sleep, which does not fit the context of making a phone call. She picked up her dash and dashed her friends. She picked up her mobile. She picked up her mobile, short for mobile phone. Cards refers to a SIM or recharge card. Line can mean a network connection. Set is an older term. Mobile is the most natural contemporary choice for the device used to make the call. And 92 says dash her friends. Now received, dialed, inserted, scrolled. B dialed. So B dialed is the correct answer. To dial a number means to enter or call a phone number. To punch in the line to make the call. So it means to punch in the digits to make the call. Received means to accept an incoming call. Inserted means to put something in. And scrolled means to move through a screen. So that is the standard word for initiating a call. "93 her friends dash." So now she dialed her friend's handset, call, number, or phone. Now you dial a number, which is a sequence of digits identifying a phone line. Dial her number is the standard expression. Dial her handset or dial her phone are awkward. I think that's because that is seen as a correct grammatical. Because dialing links with number, but dialing your handset or dialing your phone are not quite accurate for this context. So a number is the only correct collocate with dialed. Mrs. Agu decided, okay, another in number 94. However, after a few trials, she discovered from the data that she was not in dash. A. Operator. B. Receiver. C. Caller. D. Subscriber. The operator is the automated voice from the network provider, like for example MTN, Airtel, Glo, etc., that gives account or call status information. She heard from the operator that she had no credit. The person receiving the call, is the while the seller is the person selling. Subscriber is the registered user. However, after a few trials, she discovered from the operator that she was not in dash, and so she discovered from the operator that she was not in dash. A. Credit. B. Money. C. Account. D. Fund. So The correct answer is credit. In credit, credit is the fixed phrase for mobile phones, meaning you have airtime balance. So for example, you want to buy your MTN credit, Airtel credit. So this is the word you use. So now not in credit means your airtime has run out. Money is too general in amount and in funds are standard phone terminology and not standard phone terminology. In credit is the specific technical expression for available at times. Then, however, after a few trials, she discovered from the operator that she was not in credit, and so the dash could not go. And so A tone, B phone, C sound, D call. The call could not go through. The phone call did not connect and reach the other person. Go through is a phrasal verb meaning to be completed or connected. Tone, phone, and sound do not collocate normally with go through the way call does. Could not go dash. A on, B in, C through, D not, C through. It says go through means to be completed or connect successfully. The call reaching the other end means to go and continue, which entails, which means Esther, which means to enter. I'm blind though. Go out means to leave or stop working. Only go through described as a successful phone call connection. That was surprising, but because she had bought some dash cards the previous day and did not. A application, B recharge, C calling, D dialing. We should get this one. The answer says recharge. Recharge also called top up cards or airtime. So they are what you buy to add credits to your mobile phone. Application cards and dialing cards do not exist. Call cards by individual call. So application cards and dialing. So calling cards are international phone cards, different from recharge card used to top up airtime. So now, because she had, that was surprising because she had bought some dash cards, so some recharge cards the previous day and did not dash any call. A make, B try, C receive, D register. Make a call is the standard call location. You make calls, not do calls. She bought recharge cards but did not make any call. She did not use the credit. Receive is the incoming word. Yes. So receive and try are not used to call in this context. Now the 100th question says, however, she could not remember dash them into her phone. However, she could not remember dash them into her phone. A billing, C B fixing, C loading, D applying. Loading A recharge card means entering the recharge code into your phone to add the airtime. She could not remember loading them, which involved inputting the card numbers. So that leads to the correct answer to be loading. Fixing means repairing. Applying could work loosely, but loading is a specific term. So the biggest distractor there is applying.